In this video, I talk with Stompy, the professional Fortnite player, to explore some wrist pain he's having and what he might be able to do to help with the pain. Alright, welcome Klaus. This is one of the first game without pain consults where we just help you understand a little more about, why you might be dealing with stuff and offer some of our suggestions as to what might help based on what you tell me you've been dealing with. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows, while we are medical practitioners, I have my doctorate in physical therapy. This is not medical advice. I'm not diagnosing, I'm not providing treatment. I'm just providing some guidance for Stompy here, or Klaus, to make sure that he knows maybe what he can start with to start his journey for better health. I guess to start with, maybe Klaus or Stompy, can you tell us just a little more, really briefly, about yourself?
I'm Klaus. I'm 19 years old. I'm playing Fortnite every day.
Yes, good. That's all we need to know. And he's a pro. He's a professional Fortnite player. Are you associated with an organization right now?
Yeah, I'm in Team Vitality right now.
Oh, cool. Very cool. So Team Vitality, how long have you been with them?
Like 9 months. Yeah.
Nice,
Nine.
nice. How long have you been playing professionally now?
Like almost 2 years.
2 years, damn. Okay, that's awesome. And I'll be honest, I knew who Stompy was. I had to pretend like I didn't, but I knew who he was. I've seen his stuff. Back then, when I used to play a lot more, I would VOD review some EU players, and Stompy was one of them. So I would see how you guys play. But anyways, today we want to help you understand, or help understand a little more about what you're dealing with. So from what I know, you're dealing with some discomfort in the left hand around this region, correct?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Can you tell me a little more about what you're feeling? So if you could describe your pain, is it aching, sharp shooting, burning, numbness, stabbing in that area right over here?
So basically, when I in Fortnite, when I try to do fast edits and build fast, it's like a sharp pain,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sharping pain.
And then 0 to 10. 0, no pain. 10, you have a flaming eyeball. How bad is it?
I would say it's like when I press my keys really fast and it's like a sharp pain, then I would say it's like 7 or 6. Let's say 7.
Okay, got it. And do you have any numbness, burning, or tingling?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Got it. Let's see. Hold on. Cone. Okay. And then how long does it take typically for it to begin hurting? Is it the beginning of the session, or is it, hey, after you click for 15, 20, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and when you're editing quickly during that time, then you begin to feel this 8 out of 10?
I would say it's not like a specific time. It's like it's here, it's here like the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's getting it's getting worse when I click fast,
Got it. So right now, if you're sitting here and you're not doing anything, you feel something?
No, when I just let my hand when I'm doing nothing with my hand, I don't really feel anything. No.
Got it. Okay. But then as the moment you start editing quickly,
yeah, and pressing the keys, yeah,
got
then
it. And it doesn't matter if it's beginning of session or end of session?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
That doesn't matter.
Okay. And then let's say you stop editing really quickly. Does the pain go back down to 0 really fast?
I would say it stays for a few minutes, but then it goes down. Yeah, then it goes down.
Okay.
Slowly.
And I know you mentioned that when you lift things, right? Let's say you pick up something or you're gripping something, that might cause you some pain. What have you noticed specifically with lifting and carrying and reaching, maybe, that has been painful?
When like a bottle or like a drink,
Oh,
when
okay,
it's
like a water bottle.
Yeah, when it's really hard closed. When it's really hard closed, and you open it up, and it's like really hard to open up the bottle. You
Oh,
know?
like when you're opening it
Yeah,
like this.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you're opening
And,
with your left.
yeah, yeah. And when I open it with my left hand, it hurts as well. And like
Mm.
when I like lift really, but only for the lift like really heavy stuff.
So if I do this and I'm twisting, is it this? Is it when you start the
Yeah,
motion, or
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, it is, right? And then what
Then it
about?
hurts.
Okay, so when you're like actually doing this.
Yeah, when I like do the main part of it, like when you
Yeah.
start
Okay.
opening it.
Okay. And anything else? Like what about I don't know, like picking up a backpack or picking up a cup? I don't know, something like that.
Um, depends really. Like if it's really heavy, then I feel something. But it's like if it's not really heavy, I don't feel anything.
Okay. So and when it's heavy, is it same? Is it the sharp pain that you feel?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like sharp.
Like 6 to 7 out of 10? How much?
Uh, Probably like 5, 6, 5.
Okay. And then same thing when you let go, does it go away pretty fast?
Yeah, yeah. So when I'm like just laying in my bed and like doing nothing, then it like goes away.
Got it.
Then it's
Got it.
just I don't feel anything.
So and then throughout the day, it's only when you are doing things that it hurts. It's not like hey,
Yeah,
every morning it hurts or every night it hurts.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
got
yeah.
it, got it. Um, and this is something you've been dealing with for 4 days now, right?
Yeah, like 4 days.
Okay, and have you had any like history of dealing with something like this before?
No,
Okay, so this
no,
is
no,
the
no,
first
no.
time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. First time.
I'm really proud of you, Klaus, for reaching out so quickly because almost every pro that I've talked to, it's always like, oh yeah, it's been like 3 years or it's been like 6 months. So I think that's a really great thing that you did. Let's talk now specifics to Fortnite, okay? Because I want to know how long you're playing on a regular basis. So
Mhm.
let's break it down in terms of like warm up, scrims, and then regular solo time, and then we'll also talk about overall how much time you spend on the PC, so we can get a good idea of the overall load on your wrist and hand throughout the day. So let's first start by like, hey, how long do you warm up every day? Like hop in creative and work on your mechanics.
So my day normally looks like I wake up at like 13,
Okay.
13
Okay.
p.m. Then I go on my PC. Like then I eat something before. Then I
Mm-hmm.
go on my PC at like 14,
Mm-hmm.
and then I play creative and arena for like say like 3 hours,
Okay.
3 hours,
Okay.
and then I play customs for like 3 hours as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I play like let's say like 2 more hours arena or like sometimes 3 hours. Yeah,
Okay, so
something like that.
6, 8, so about 8 hours, 8 to 9 hours of actual Fortnite.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, and
probably.
then how many hours on top of that are you just using the PC, like just typing, chilling with your friends, things like that?
Uh, let's say like one, maybe. I don't know. One.
Okay. Um, and are you doing any exercise right now?
No,
Okay.
no exercise.
Okay. And what are your binds for cone, ramp, wall, floor, edit?
Um, it's for floor. It's like mouse
Okay, 4
button.
or 5?
It's like the the
The
under
closer one, one
the
closer
the,
to
the,
your.
the closer one. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I call it 4 and 5, so 4, right?
yeah. Four. Yeah.
That's floor, right? Okay.
It's floor, and
Okay.
then my stair is F.
Okay.
So it's F. My cone is X,
Okay.
and my wall is Q.
Me too. Good. Okay.
Q.
What about edit?
Like, wait, what did you say? The wall? It's Q, not two.
Oh yeah, no.
Eh,
Me too. I also use
Oh,
Q
okay,
for wall.
okay,
Sorry.
uh,
And what about
okay.
edit?
Edit is G, so it's like really
Got
far.
it.
Maybe
And no macros, right?
no.
Just kidding. Yeah, use macros, obviously. Okay, so G X F Q, G X F and Q. Got it. Okay. And I guess overall, when you're editing quickly, what do you feel like are the most, I don't know, builds or buttons that you use with respect to those specific builds, right? If you're using your index finger a lot, you're using G, you use ramp a lot with F, okay, and you use X with cone. Um, do you feel like you use your index finger a lot more?
Wait, what is the index finger?
This guy.
Is it? Okay, okay.
That's what I'm
Uh,
suspecting based on what you told me.
yeah. So yeah, it's basically like when I edit fast and like build like fast, it's probably the index finger who's like hurting the most, you know?
Okay,
Like
okay,
when I press G like really fast, it
okay.
hurts like the
Got
most.
it, got it.
I think that's the finger who like causes
Okay, okay.
pain probably.
Got it, got it. And right now, you also mentioned, hey, like when you just rest, that's what makes it feel better. Nothing else that you've noticed makes it feel better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got it.
Like when I just do nothing.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I definitely want to be able to see, how you're using your keyboard. So
Okay.
maybe what you can do is show me a keyboard view. And actually, I would
Yeah.
love to see you hop into creative too. So you can hop into creative and start to build up to the ceiling. And I want to see your keyboard in action.
Okay, wait. I just need to set it up quick, okay?
No problem. No problem. Um, in the meantime, what mouse do you have?
I have the final mouse.
Okay. What's your DPI?
800.
Okay. And then what's your in-game sense?
5.8.
Okay. And you have no issue on your right hand, correct?
No, no issues.
Good.
Wait, is that fine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a good view. It's a great view.
It's a good view.
Yeah, this is a good view.
Okay. I'm just gonna go in creative quick then.
Okay.
So that I should just like play normally, right?
Yeah,
And
play
then
normally, and then if you feel some discomfort, just say, "Hey, I feel a little bit now."
okay.
You can try to bring it on if you want to, and then we'll talk. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to see there.
Okay.
So it doesn't look too bad in terms of your neutral position.
The thing is, like, what I notice is like when I'm doing slow things, right? When I'm just doing slow, like slow editing, then it doesn't hurt. But when I go like really fast, like this, then it just starts hurting a bit.
Yeah. So you feel it right now as you're doing that?
Uh, yeah. When I'm doing this, then I feel it a bit. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. So I can see, the tendon that might be involved here, but that's definitely very helpful. Is it possible for you to show me sort of the side angle view of how you're sitting?
How I'm sitting?
Yeah, like so I can see your shoulder. Like typically you're like this, or if you feel more comfortable, you can just send me that afterwards, and we'll put it on the stream to show people.
Yeah. Let's do. I'm gonna send you a picture afterwards.
Okay, okay, and I think maybe what might be better is like a time lapse of yourself sitting. If you can use your phone, just so that we can see roughly when you're playing what it looks like, then I can give you some recommendations there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that was actually really helpful to see. Your forearm is resting on the table, correct?
My what?
Your forearm is resting on the table.
It's on the table. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Good. Good. Okay, so in a typical sort of a true medical consultation, what we would normally do would be to look at your mobility, look at your some of these specifics to rule in and rule out what things might be involved, as well as do some endurance and strength testing. But because this is just an online sort of guidance consultation, I want to just be able to give you some advice. I'll give you some of my thoughts on based on everything that you told me and what I think it could possibly be. And then if you're interested, we can definitely work together, so that we can really get the specifics as to what it might be. So to start with, I really think that, hey, even though you didn't have pain before, it doesn't necessarily mean that you were doing things well or correctly. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So you are, with your current binds, using your index finger quite a lot, and also your middle finger with W. That's pretty normal for a lot of individuals. And then everyone's individual style and how quickly they press the keyboard is just based on how they play. But generally, when we lift our fingers up, a lot of the times we're using this muscle here. That's what I'm suspecting it to be, involving some tendons over here, because that's where the tendons are. So the one thing that I always start with is looking at your posture, looking at your ergonomics. And I think for now, there aren't really too many major issues with your posture currently, based on what I've seen, only with this one angle. Typically, actually, is it possible to see the side angle view of your keyboard as you're moving your wrist and hand?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this is good. Yeah, like a little like that. Yep.
Wait.
Yep.
Just.
Yeah, a little higher, and then we're good. Just so that I can see, just like angle it up. Actually, this is perfect. This is perfect. Good. And now, just show me how you're using it. Okay, good.
Okay. So this is like how I'm holding it.
Got it. Oh, interesting. So you lift your wrist up here. Interesting. So if I asked you to keep your palm down, that would feel pretty weird, right?
This is the hand or what?
Yeah.
That would be really weird.
Okay. So what's really interesting about that is that when you are placing it, when you're elevating it, it actually reduces the length of some of the muscles on the top side of your forearm here. And typically, when we're not at the optimal lengths of our muscles, they can fatigue more quickly. And that means tendons or the tissue can be irritated more easily.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily mean you have to change it if you are comfortable with this. But that could be an immediate thing that could be beneficial to you, whether it be placing a little cushion underneath your palm, or just making sure that your palm stays down a little bit, so that it doesn't shorten all these muscles, so that when you're typing or using your index finger all the time, it doesn't irritate it. So those would be sort of the posture and ergonomics like tips that I would say. Let me see. So we always start with that, posture and ergonomic changes. That's one contributing factor, right? The other contributing factor is the overall condition of your wrist and hand, which means, how much can your muscles and tendons handle before they become strained, right? And, showing me here and using the muscles, I'm talking about the muscles that lift your fingers up away from the mouse, and then as you're clicking back down, those are the muscles that you tend to use commonly. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, or what I think you should consider doing, is some exercises to strengthen it, right? And the way that I want you to understand this is, think of your muscles and your tendons as having like a health bar, okay?
Okay.
Every single time that you are clicking really, really fast, you're gradually losing HP. And there's things that you can do to slow down how quickly you lose HP, like, hey, have better posture. You can have better conditioning in general, so that you don't lose, instead of losing 4 HP per click, you only lose 1. Okay? And when you get to 0, guess what? That's when you feel pain. That's when you feel some discomfort. That's tissue irritation. And on the flip side, there's things that you can do to restore HP or recover your HP. And those are things like, guess what? Resting, stretching, massage, ice, heat, kinesiotape. Those are things that you can help to restore. But the bigger picture is, guess what? You didn't know your health bar right now is maybe 10. You have 10 HP only, right? But we're trying to get it to 10K, right? And how do you think we do that?
I have no clue.
What's your best guess?
Stretches and exercises.
Exactly, right? So think of your health bar as your endurance, right? How much can you handle, right? Before your tissues get irritated. When we do endurance exercises, we can increase the size of our health bar like that.
Okay.
So that's the goal. So that's what I'm going to be asking you to do or suggest that you do. And then the last thing is, hey, if you notice that if you're playing a little too much, we have to make considerations with maybe reducing a little bit in how much we're playing to see if that will offload the tendons a little bit or allow the recovery to happen. So let me just show you a couple exercises that I think will be helpful. And then you can incorporate it into your day. And then we can talk about, what we expect in terms of how quickly you might recover, depending on how much you do this. So
Okay.
let me just show you the exercises. So this is the first one. This is a stretching exercise. And you can think of this as helping you with recovery, right? This is helping you restore your HP. Right? These are the muscles that we're interested in having you work. The ones on top that, as you can see, lift your fingers up, right? These guys.
Oh, okay.
All right, these guys over here, lifting your fingers up. So this is a stretch you can do. You make a fist, you pull down, and you hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. And you can think of this as recovering or restoring some of your HP.
Oh, okay.
And you can do this in between your games, right? Like, let's say you finish a scrim and you're just waiting for the next cue. You should do this, right? Because you lose, I don't know, let's just assume you lose 10 HP during a scrim. And then you stretch, you maybe restore 5 of it. Because what happens when we use muscles a lot is they tend to stiffen up, they tend to be in a contracted state, and stretching helps with that. So that's number 1. Okay?
Okay.
And if you happen to have like a dumbbell at home, this is a great exercise to help with that. Okay, so these are the muscles again. But if you don't have a dumbbell, you can use like a water bottle filled with water. And you're going to be, you're going to be just bringing it up and down. And what we do is we set a metronome online so that you can do it at a certain pace. So if you go like on Google and you type in metronome, you can set it to 50 beats per minute, and then you just follow it. It go beep, 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 beep. So you see that? You see how it's following that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this will help you with what? Do you remember?
Pain?
What does it help with in terms of your health bar?
It gives you HP.
Exactly, right? But think about it, right? When you're using this, you're also, in the meantime, you're going to be losing a little bit of HP in the beginning, right? Because you're strengthening it. So you have to realize in the beginning, as you're doing these exercises, you might feel a little more sore in the beginning.
Movement.
And that's normal, okay?
Can be helpful for reducing pain.
So good. So that exercise will help to increase your HP. This is something that can be helpful for pain management, okay? So if it hurts, you can do this exercise and it will be less painful. Again, you can even test it on yourself. Like, let's say you edit really quickly, it hurts, you just do this exercise, and then it might reduce it, okay? So we'll just watch. This is called isometric. And essentially what you're doing is you're resisting yourself from bending your wrist upwards.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So relieves pain. It's been shown in the research to help with pain. So just to review one more time, you bend your wrist like that. You can either have it bent all the way up like that or in neutral. And then you hold it for 45 seconds. And then I would repeat this, 2 to 3 times.
Okay, I understand.
Got it. And then the last thing is something. Do you have like a rubber band at home?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So this is one thing. So you can put the rubber band on the outside, or you can put it, a little further on the fingertips to make it harder. And you just do that. Can you see how this might strengthen the muscle that you are using a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Because it's the same motion. So if you get a rubber band, you just wrap it around and perform this. So those are the 4 exercises that I would say, might be helpful. And then as a bonus, because I can't see your posture now, I think in general, most gamers will benefit from sort of just doing a posture routine. If you can see my screen now,
Yeah.
I'm like this. Most of the time, gamers are playing like this or like leaning forward a little bit. So
Yeah.
when they are, because there's connections here all the way down to the arm, it can cause your muscles again to fatigue a little more quickly because of the connections. So when you're like this, these guys can work better than when you're like this.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll send you these links afterwards so that you know exactly what you need to do. But reviewing all of that, does that make sense? Do you have any
Yeah.
questions as to what you might need to start with and what might be happening to you?
Yeah. Well, what's what to start with? This is the question.
Okay, what do you think? Right, so you have stretches that help to recover. When do you do that?
Like right now, like after the call.
Yeah, you can do them
How
after the
many-
call, but think about it. Think about it doing it every single time when you use your hands a lot. So after
Yeah.
every 2 to 3 hours. That's the best time to do the stretches, okay?
Yeah.
The other exercises are strengthening, right? And what we want to make sure of is we're not trying to get your hands tired like right before you start gaming. So what you need to do is maybe like the moment you wake up or before you sleep. That's when you do these strengthening exercises.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And typically it takes around 6 weeks to make a change in strength or endurance. But
Okay.
that's not to say it will take you 6 weeks to notice some improvement. I actually think if you're really consistent with this, you'll actually notice in about 2 weeks a pretty big difference. But
Okay.
I would suggest that you stay consistent with it for the 6 weeks so that you can really build up your HP, right? If you just do it for 2 weeks and when the pain goes away, you might still be at some risk because you're increasing it from 10 to 50 HP. Whereas we kind of want to get you to 10K, right? We want to get you so that you can play long periods of time without worrying.
Yeah. True.
Okay, so we have 3 strengthening exercises, and
Yeah.
that I'll send to you. Just on YouTube, you can access it, and then also some posture exercises that you can do sort of as a bonus for yourself. And let's just review what we think. Based on what you told me, what I think might be going on is it's just a tendon issue, of the muscles that along the back side of your forearm here. And a lot of the times when you're clicking, because of how you lift your wrist up, you're using or overusing those muscles.
Yeah.
Okay? And we need to make sure that you have long-term endurance to be able to continue to play for long periods of time. And we do that with exercise, and then we help with recovery with some stretching.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay, so just to review, why don't you tell me what you understand is happening? So if one of your friends was like, "Hey, what's going on with your wrist?" What would you say?
Describe the pain or
No, just
what?
like what's going on? What's happening? What would you say to them?
So because played so much hours every day, it's like the nerves are like no, the muscles, yeah, like muscles are like low HP.
Yeah, you can just say I don't have enough endurance,
Yeah,
and you can say the main thing is my tendons, and those are the guys here that pop out when you're lifting your fingers. My tendons
yeah,
are irritated a bit.
yeah,
And that's what I'm suspecting. Of course, I think it's always good to get a full medical consultation to better understand what's going on. But that's what I think could potentially be happening. Okay.
yep.
All right. Any last thoughts? Last questions?
Um, uh, last questions. I don't know. No, not really. Like the do the exercises, and then wait. And you said every 2 hours I do the exercises, or like how often a day?
Yeah, maybe up to like 4 to 5 times for the stretches.
Okay,
But for the
okay.
strengthening exercise, you might only
And
be
it does
doing. Sorry, go on.
no, and it doesn't matter like when, like before I start playing, or like after I play, or like when I'm playing, like
Yeah,
or like,
so stretching is typically, after you're playing for a while.
okay,
So between your scrims, between your scrim blocks, between your creative and scrims. And then the strengthening exercises, you don't want to do it too close to when you game,
okay.
right? Because you're not trying to get your forearm tired.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you want to maybe do it early in the morning or before you sleep.
Oh yeah, probably before I sleep then. Yeah.
Yeah. If you can, 2 times a day too.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you don't have any last questions, thanks for coming on. Thanks for working through this with me. Do you feel like you have a good understanding of what you need to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
All
I
right.
know. I know everything. No.
All right. Good. Good. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be doing a lot more of these consultations, both on stream and off stream, recorded just like this video. If you guys have anyone that you want us to do this type of consultation with, please comment below, tag them on Twitter, tag them anywhere we are on social media so that we can connect with them and help them so they can play more and hurt less. As always, please guys, like, comment, subscribe, share this with anyone you feel like this will be helpful for, and we will be back very soon.